Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
The Mayor of the Horowhenua, Bernie Wanden. Bernie, good morning.
Good morning, John.
Well, Bernie, we've had discussions about the highway in the recent past, and I must say that you've been passing some hints on this program, and very sane and rational comments you've been making. So I've got to ask you, were you surprised with the announcement yesterday?
Not totally surprised. We were expecting an announcement sometime over the next few months, and look, it may be a little earlier than we actually had anticipated, but it is very welcome news, of course, and we had expected there would be an announcement this sort of first 6 months of the year.
Which suggests that you've been in discussions with officials from central government, is that correct?
We've not really been in discussions with them. They've hinted at times that there were going to be some announcements made and that hopefully we would be part of that announcement. So we're very pleased that we are at this early stage already being set down as one of the investments that they're making.
Yes, and the difference this time is the money is there. So it is going to happen.
Yes, that's right. And I've had a conversation with the Minister, in fact, yesterday to say that it's definitely locked in and committed. The money is there. The fact that they've already signalled a 4-lane highway with a shared pathway beside it means, and a starting date of 2025, there's a huge commitment to the project.
Absolutely. So it's what many of us have been asking for, and 2025, I guess that is the only slight fly in the ointment. But you've hinted before it was always going to take some years before this got underway. That's
right. The business case, the designation, resource consents all take time. And there's a number of other projects around the bottom half of North Island as well, and we've probably got to wait a little bit until they're finished. I mean, the resource and capacity needed to actually do these jobs is, pretty paramount as well.
Absolutely. So, Bernie, what does it mean for the Horowhenua?
Well, it means a huge ability to be able to create some, future for our district. We've got a lot of plans in place, and in the past we've just had to probably do options and scenarios about what might happen. Yeah. Now we can actually determine some of those outcomes that we want. And as soon as that designation is confirmed, we'll be able to even do that more. But the new subdivisions, the growth areas that we've signalled, will be able to go forward with a lot more certainty.
So that's all to the good, isn't it? Do you think there's going to be much of an economic boost from the construction phase?
Oh, I'm sure there will be. Look, already in a regional sort of capacity, there is a lot more happening around this part of the world, and there's a lot of investment being made both to the south and to the north of us. And things like Linton, Ohakea, and what's happening around Palmerston will all have a positive effect on our region in particular.
So these are quite exciting times, really, and what it means, I suppose, for people in Levin is that we won't be having heavy trucks lumbering through Oxford Street eventually.
Eventually. Look, there is some time to go before we do obviously get that expressway and the bypass, but it does give us the ability to maybe plan our town centre, yes, and in a way that it will mitigate any negative aspects of the expressway, but also give us our town centre back.
Indeed. Now, you mentioned the negative aspects. Not only will the trucks be bypassing Levin, but also a lot of the traffic and lighter traffic, the cars, the tourists, etc. Is that likely to have an effect on business?
Oh, it certainly will, John. Without a doubt, there will be effects, but we have to make sure that we make our town centre attractive, worthwhile to come to. We have to make these interchanges into the town very accessible. But also, I think, though, that the dynamics of retail has changed completely, and hopefully it'll actually make the town centre much more attractive for our community.
Of course, you wear another hat in that you're a leading retailer in the Horowhenua. Can you tell me whether the business community is positive about this announcement or not?
Look, some will be, some won't be.
Yes,
I mean, that's there's always the good and the bad about these sorts of things. I think the good thing is that we do have 7 or 8 years to actually try and do something to mitigate any negative effects that are happening. And I do believe at the moment that the traffic is overtaking the town considerably, and it's making it unattractive for people to come to. So we hopefully be able to create an atmosphere that will be completely different.
Seems to me the onus really is on the District Council to put a lot of work into making Levin a destination, an attraction in itself. And the way we seem to work things in New Zealand, a lot of that responsibility seems to go on to the local council.
Look, we can facilitate and enable, encourage. We can't often do things because obviously we don't own buildings, we don't own the land. So we've got to try and enable the environment so that those that are investing in the town centre can do so confidently.
Indeed. Now, the other aspect that I think you would welcome is investment in the rail. And certainly the Lower North Island seems to have benefited with some investment in the infrastructure there. But also, and this surprised me a little bit, the Capital Connection seems to be supported by central government as well.
Well, there's all different modes of transport that can be helpful in terms of making access to our bottom half of the North Island more accessible for the people. I think the options and the flexibility that the Capital Connection can have by extra services and things like that will make it quite a big difference. And it's a welcome addition to the transport system over this area. And
is the Capital Connection important to Levin?
Oh, hugely important.
Yes.
I've caught the train myself a number of times when I have meetings in Wellington. I find it really convenient, and more options for that in that space will be very welcome.
Indeed. They're talking about extra services. We've got the regional councillor coming up shortly, so we'll be talking about that sort of thing. But people who have not used the Capital Connection may not realise how incredibly pleasant it is. And, you can use your computer. Seems to be a very social sort of thing to do as well. It seems to me the way to travel to the capital, to me.
Definitely takes the stress out of the having to drive your vehicle into town, find car parks, etc., etc. Look, I found it extremely convenient, and being able to work, read, converse with other people is fantastic.
It is fantastic. It's a great service, and it looks as if it's going to be with us for the foreseeable future, which is really good news. It's been a good day, hasn't it? Or yesterday was a good day for our area.
It certainly was.
Lovely to talk to you, Bernie. Thank you so much for your time. Much appreciated. There we are. Thank you. That's the Mayor of the Horowhenua, Bernie Wanden.
106.3 Beach FM.